doing? Hey. Shayaa here from the house of Shayaa. As you can see, everybody's gone home and I am still here. Anyway, okay. As you see in the title, I'm talking about 1, 2 start locks. Now, I speak to people daily in regards to starting locks because we have people coming in for consultations and they're usually looking for the right answers in regards to starting locks. Now, starting locks isn't as hard as you may think, you know. It is pretty easy. I think for most people it's the mindset. And when you get the mindset right first, usually you're good to go. What I always say is, though, from you coming in for a consultation, your mind's near enough there. You're near enough ready for locks. But it's when I get the question like, can I take them out? I was thinking to myself, now, locks are supposed to be pretty permanent. So if you're thinking about taking them out and you haven't even put them in yet, you're possibly not in the right mindset. So I definitely slow your horses and probably think about it a little bit longer before you go ahead and go and start locks. A few things that we take a look at first before we start locks. So number one, again, is your mindset. Once you've decided and that is it, you're going to do it, you will do it. You're going to go for it. Now, when you picture yourself with locks, how do you look? What do the locks look like? What size locks do you usually look at all the time when you go on the internet and search for locks? What is it do you see? What do you like about them? That makes it a little bit easier to decide what size you're going to go for. The other thing is also, this is just in brief for you, okay? This is a quick breakdown of what you need to know, what we need to find out to give you what you want. So the other thing we need to look at is your coil pattern. It doesn't make a massive difference, but for the technique, it really does. And again, the decision is up to you. So we can give you the technique, the style in which we start them, and tell you what's best for your coil pattern. But at the end of the day, if you kind of know how you want to maintain it or start it, then a lot of the time we stick with that. Sometimes though, if we definitely think you need to do it a certain way, then we would push for that. So I won't go into coil patterns too much, but let's just give you the easy route. So we've got tight, kinky hair, we've got curly, we've got S-coil, and we've got wavy. I don't even know if I gave you 4 or 5. Anyway, that is the easiest way. I know online you've got this type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, for A, B, C, D, 3A, 3. You know, we could brook it down as much as we really want to brook it down, but really we're just going to stick to the basics, yeah? So the softer and straighter your hair is, the more you're going to be wanting to look at interlocking, definitely. Interlocking plaits, yeah, or even the crochet braiding method, definitely, for if your hair's really straight, yeah. And that's obviously the European style of starting locks. So yeah, you go for that. If your hair is even wavy or S-coil, you've got a little bit of when you're wavy, you definitely want to go for interlocking. S-coil, you can go for palm roll or comb coil to start. I like the comb. It does give it a bit more of it stays in longer actually when you comb coil it to start. You can straight palm roll it from the beginning, but I find that it can loosen pretty quick doing it that way. So I definitely think that, you know, you're looking into it, look into starting with the comb because it stays for a good time, yeah. And the tighter the coil, the more perfect the lock's gonna look, trust me. Locks, I mean, hair that's tight and curly wants to lock near enough. It wants to stay together. So when it starts to lock, it doesn't take too long, and usually the locks form pretty clean and smooth and cylinder. Anyway, however you say the word, chop. Do you know what I mean? They stay and look a lot neater. Now my hair, for instance, mine is more wavy on the top. You can see my silver's coming through quite strong now. So with mine, I do a little mix of the two because the back and the sides are a little bit coarser. I say that, but they're not as coarse anymore. My hair's changing a lot as I'm getting older, and I'm the big 40 this year. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So yeah, I have palm roll and sometimes interlocking on the top. Probably interlock it 3 times a year on top. It depends, and then everywhere else is usually retwisted. Now, if you look at mine, my sister calls these P locks. Can you see that? Got the little lumps and bumps and hoops in there. Some people like to use the crochet hook and pull them through. I like them just to form organically, to be honest. So the looser the coil, the more lumps and bumps you have. The tighter the coil, I've got one somewhere at the back where it's tighter. It's so close to, where is it? Yeah, so this is a bit tighter and it isn't as bumpy as that one I just showed you. You can see some bumps, but it's not as bumpy. But you can kind of see the differences with them. I think it gives it character when it just looks a little bit different. Look. Can you see? And with mine, again, underneath, they're quite a bit smaller. And on top, they're a bit bigger. That wasn't actually by choice. It's when I got them started. The person who did them was heavily pregnant and she obviously got a bit tired and they ended up bigger on top. But you know what? At first I used to kind of complain, but now I'm not bothered. And I'm soon ready for some maintenance on mine. So anyway, back to what we were talking about. Wanting to start locks. Okay. So we take a look at your coil pattern and we see which technique's best for you. So for instance, if you had really tight coils, then we would say let's just go for the comb coil or the palm roll and start you like that. And then you would only have to come every 4 to 6 weeks for a maintenance. You can stretch to 8. The only reason why I'm saying sooner is because by then people's hair definitely needs washing or some form of cleansing. Yeah, so I say to come back between 4 and 6. Some people who have their own regular routine of washing their hair every 2 weeks do come every 2 weeks. That's entirely up to you, but definitely every 4 to 6 is best. And that's if you're having it palm roll, but if you're having it interlock, you can leave it a bit longer. Yeah, leave it a bit longer because you're waiting for a bit more growth to come through that you can maintain it. With the palm roll, you've got a little bit more of a slippage thing going on, so it can loosen a bit, you know. So yeah, and you also need to decide if you're going to have them micro, small, average, or large. That's another thing, and you know that lots of people like the micro. Micro locks, you've got at least 400 locks in your head. Small, a little bit less. Average. Mine's a mixture of average and small, but a lot of people would say that these are quite small. Yeah, these are little. There's quite a few of them. It's a full head. And then you've got the large. Lots of people are going for large. We're saying about this width. Yeah, about this width for large. And you obviously can have a lot bigger than that. Yeah, so it's entirely up to you and what you see yourself with. And you need to be patient because they do not lock straight away. They go through stages. When you first start them, it's the baby locks. Give it about 6 months, we're going to start to transform into the teenage locks. Add another, say 6 months again, this is just rough. We're going into probably longer than that, probably about a year. We're going into the adult locks, and then up to 7 years to stay like that. Then after that is the senior locks. The teenage locks is the trickiest time because that is when it's a bit fuzzy and that's when people want them to be taken out. Or your friends, your close friends who are a bit skeptical about the locks are like, thought you were locking. What's going on with all this fuzz? Don't watch that. That's the teenage stage. It's adolescent. It's going wild. The strands are just going wild, so it looks fuzzy. It's all part of the thing. Do not worry about it. That's how it goes. If you want to get more information about starting locks, you can book a consultation in with me or with one of my girls who have gone home now, but with one of my girls here at the salon, at the House of Shayaa. If you go to www.shayaa.com, you can book an appointment. You can choose who you have your appointment with, but we don't do them online just yet, unfortunately. We will do in the future, won't be too long, but it will be a thing where you'd have to come and see us face to face. We're based in Nottingham, UK. We specialise in all natural hair and hair locking. Hair locking is our thing, but we do a lot of brilliant braiding styles, cornrow styles. Find us on Instagram at the House of Shayaa. Find us on Facebook at House of Shayaa. Yeah. Find us on Twitter at Shayaa Natural. I will put the links in the description box below. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of an idea about starting locks. It is the best thing I've done. Hopefully you go for it. So quick recap, okay? To make the right choice, really check out your coil pattern or go and seek a salon. We do these things, so you can come and see us, yeah? So you're going to want to choose your technique, interlock, crochet, palm roll, comb coil, two-strand twist, plaiting even. The only thing is with the two-strand twist and the plait, sometimes you can still see the twist or the plait at the end. If that doesn't bother you, so it sometimes doesn't fully form over, then you're good to go. Okay, you are good to go. So yeah, they're the few things you need to look at. What size you want to go for, that's one thing you want to look at, and that is basically it. Yeah, it is not hard. There isn't too much. It's good to have a consultation though that really fully lets you know what you're getting yourself into. Sometimes I can't think of my words. I really don't know why. But anyway, thank you for watching Shy for Russia. I will see you most likely tomorrow with another video. And happy hair locking deciding. Locks are the way forward. Come and see us. Shy for Russia. See you later. Bye. Oh yeah, www.shayaa.com. See you later. I will press this X right now. Maybe.